Alright, welcome back. This is our third video lesson of module 1, and we left off in the previous lesson where we just constructed this floor plan up to that point. And now in this third lesson I want us to do the partitions. Okay, so let's get started. Come back to our ground floor. We have kitchen here, so we're going to start with the kitchen, and then we're going to have the toilets and the rest of the partitions. So back to our project. Now we're going to have a wall here. We're going to create our kitchen right here. Now we're going to have a kitchen of 22 millimeters by 20 millimeters by 24 millimeters. Okay, that's about 7 feet by 8 feet. So from this point up to this point, we're going to have it 2000 millimeters, and then from that point up to somewhere here, we're going to have it as 24. So we can do it in two ways. We can construct a wall here, or we can copy this wall and then position it here. Now, learning how to use copy and pasting is easier, or moving an element as opposed to constructing another new wall. So now that you know how to construct a wall, let me show you a better technique. So I want to have this one, this wall. I want to construct another wall here, so I'm going to use this one. Now I can copy and move this wall here, and that will be quicker and faster. Now to do that, I will select the wall, press shift, select the wall. Okay, I want to show you a very quick technique to do that. Then you press shift, you press control key in your keyboard, and then you press shift key in your keyboard, and you press D, all at the same time. Again, I'll repeat: press control, press shift, and press D. Then release them. When you press those three keys all at once, it means you want to copy and to drag. Okay, let me repeat again. You select the element you want, and this can work for any element. You press control, hold it down, press shift, hold it down, and press D. And that means you want to drag this element. You actually want to copy and to drag. So once you do that, you're going to see your mouse pointer change to this sign. Then I can click and then drag it. The original will remain, but then I'll have a new copy that I can drag. So we know the width of our wall is 200 millimeters, and so I'm going to drag 22. Now 22 millimeters is going to give me an internal wall of the kitchen as 2000 millimeters. So I can drag 22, I can type in 22. Make sure that the angle is 90, then you press enter. There you go. Let's dimension and see. We're going to use a guideline to check the internal dimension. So I'll click there. Then I'll click create guideline segment. I'll click right here. Then I'll draw a guideline. And notice that our kitchen is 2000 millimeters. Okay. Now let me delete it. There's another technique you can also use to do the same. You can create a copy of this one, then you drag it. How do you create a copy? You select the element, and then you press Control and C. That is copying. And then you paste it there again. You press Control and V for violet. And then you're going to have a copy. You're going to see this mark here around it where you have your new copy. Just click away. And I have another copy exact right on top of this one. So I can now select it, and then I can click here and use this drag command. Okay, this is another command that you can use when you want to drag. So I click the drag command, and then I can move it to 22 millimeters. So there are two techniques you can use to copy an element. You can use Control, Shift, and D, and it's going to produce a copy and to drag it where you want. Or you can select the element, make a copy by pressing Ctrl and C, paste it at the exact same place by pressing Ctrl and V, and then you drag it where you want, which is the other technique we've just used. But the Control Shift D is fast. Okay, you want to be able to move very fast when working on project because speed is key. So let's do the previous one. You select it, press Control, press Shift, and press D, and then now you can drag it 22. Type in 22, make sure the angle is 90, press Enter. There you are. So now we know this is our kitchen, and looking at our design here, this door here, so we're going to extend that wall to that point. So we create this master bedroom here, that you're going to have this bathroom and toilet. So let's do that. I'll click this, and then notice now it's moving. We are dragging it because at this point we have this command drag active. I want to stretch it, so come and pick stretch command, and then I can stretch it up to that point. Make sure it's 180 degrees, and I'm done with that. Now I want to create a bathroom here. Good to have a bathroom of the dimensions. We're going to have it 3 feet. We're going to have it 1000 millimeters. That's 3 feet plus. So I will select this wall. Then I'm going to press Ctrl Shift D. I want to get a copy. Okay, a copy of this. Then I drag it to create my bathroom. Now we know our wall is 200 millimeters, so I'm going to drag it 1200 millimeters. So I click, then I drag, and I can enter 1200 millimeters. I press enter, and now we have this bathroom and toilet here. The internal distance or the internal dimension is going to be 1000 millimeters. Let's check. You come here, I want to use the guideline to check. So you click there, you click create guideline segment, you click at this point where the wall starts, then you drag to check. That is 1000. Very accurate. And now we can stretch this one back. So I'll click this node, then I'll stretch it back, and we're done with that. Now we want to create another bathroom here. This is bedroom, bathroom and toilet. We have our kitchen. In fact, we can let's complete this kitchen. You click here, and then you stretch this wall. Complete our kitchen partition. We're done with our kitchen partition. The kitchen's right here, bathroom here, bedroom here. I want to create another bathroom here. Now to do that, I am going to make a copy of this, or I can even make a copy of this. But let's use a copy of this. So I will click, I'll select this wall, then I'll press Ctrl Shift D, and then I'm going to create a bathroom of 1000 millimeters. Our wall is 200 millimeters, so I'm going to drag it 1200 millimeters. Click, then I'll type in 1200. I ensure the angle is 90. I press enter. There we are. Then I'm going to stretch it from this point to this point, and we have our bathroom here. But then looking at our design, go back here, we have this space here. So there is a partition here. We have had our wall running from this point to this point, but there's this space here, so we're going to partition this. Okay, so let's go back. Now I'm going to use this wall. I can make a copy of this. Now the distance between here, I want to create it 1000. Okay, so I'm going to drag this one 1200. So select it. I press Ctrl Shift D. I want to copy and to drag. Then I'll click it. Then I'll copy. I'll drag it 1200 millimeters. So press Enter. There you are. Then I'm going to click this one. Make sure I have stretch command. And I'm going to pull it back. At that point, I'm going to do the same here. I'll click this one. Then drag it back. But before we do that, let's see what's the dimension here. I'm going to use a guideline. So you click here, pick create guideline segment. Then I'm going to click here. Let me check my dimension here. This is about 24. Okay. Now 24, that's about 8 feet. I want to make it 7 feet. That will ensure we have a bigger bathroom here. So I'm going to move this one 1 foot. So I will select this. I'll press Shift Ctrl D. Then I'll click. Then I'm going to move it 300 millimeters. So the angle is 180. Press Enter. Done. I use Ctrl Shift D, which means I produced a copy and moved it, so I can delete this. Okay, then I'll click this wall. I will click this node, or make sure I have the stretch command activated. Then I'm going to pull it back to that point. There you go. We now have our bathroom here, and we have this one right here. Now this is the bedroom. I'm going to close this. Okay, so I'm going to stretch this wall. Click the wall, click right there, then make sure you have stretch command activated. Then I'll move it up to that point. There you are. So now I have bedroom here with the bathroom, and toilet, and I have kitchen here. I have the dining room here, and I have the sitting room. So now we have our complete floor plan, with the exception of doors and windows, which shall come to work on them later on. Now coming back here, this is going to create the corridor, exact corridor that you are seeing here. Notice there's a corridor here. Okay, so what we are going to do is we're going to close this part. Okay, so click the wall element, click the node, then you can close. And so this is going to be the corridor. We're going to have a door here for the kitchen. We're going to have a window here, serving window, and then a corridor that moves us straight into the kitchen and then to the bedroom, to the other bedroom. So that's our floor plan for the ground floor. Okay, look exactly like this one. So we're done with that. Now I want you to follow through, get to your programming project, and perform that partition. In the next lesson, we are going to do the ground floor, or rather the first floor. Okay, we're going to work on the first floor. And looking back here, notice this is how our first floor looks like. Okay, so we're going to be working with this one to create the first floor. But for now, go to your project, open ArchiCAD program, and then finish up with this project. And then in the next lesson, we are going to take it to the next level. I'll see you in the next lesson, and that's where we get started with module 2 lesson 1. At this point, we are through with module 1. In module 1, we learned how to set dimension units. We learned how to set working units. We learned how to construct and set up columns. We learned how to construct walls. We learned how to delete unnecessary columns, and we have learned how to come up with floor plan. Now, in the module 2, we are going to be dealing with the first floor. We're going to construct walls, and we're going to have it exactly like what we have right here. I'll see you in the second module in the first lesson. In the meantime, make sure you finish up with this project. Don't worry about the doors and windows. I'm going to show you how to do that in the forthcoming modules. So see you in the next module, first lesson. Make sure you finish up with this project up to that point. See you.